Hi, everybody. I'm Unmetha here, and thank you for joining me on my journey as I go through my favorites list on fanfiction.net. Uh, if this is your first video, why would you pick number 86 or something to join? But, okay. Uh, I have been reading fanfiction for a very long time. The main site that I read it on was fanfiction.net, and I favorited a lot of stories over that time, over 1,200, and I decided to to curate my list. Started almost 2 years ago, and I'm not. I think I'm like a little over. I'm not even halfway yet. So uh, basically, I'm rereading them, sorted by publication date, and seeing if they still deserve to stay on my list or not. Right now, I'm in the middle of 2011, publication wise. So let's jump in, starting with "The Wizard and the Lonely Princess" by Harry Leferts. And this is a Harry Potter crossover with the 2010s My Little Pony series. And this is where one night when Harry was a kid, when he was stuck in his cupboard, he wished for a friend really bad, and his magic sent him to the moon, where he met Princess Luna and Nightmare Moon, here portrayed as two completely separate people. And a deep friendship blossoms, and we are then treated to a story where the three take Harry's first year at Hogwarts by storm. Like, okay, it's not super wild and amazing. But it's really close. It's actually really close to canon. But the relationship dynamic between Harry, Luna, and Nightmare Moon is really entertaining and leads to quite a few differences through canon with like different friend circle, slightly different, class events and things like that. That keep it from being just a boring retread with one extra character. The story finishes just the first year, and the Harry author did have part of a sequel up, but sadly we never really got the entire journey. But this first year is still complete and enjoyable and feels whole, and I really liked it. Harry and Luna are all automatically sweet right from the get go, and Nightmare Moon pulls off the whole tsundere bit for a while before she starts becoming legitimately sweet with Harry as well. I just found this to be really fun, and it's gonna stay on my list. Number two is Elementary Neville by kolchaksghost, and this is this is like I think the third or fourth Harry Potter and like essentially Sherlock crossover, but not really, that I've gone through. And this is where Harry is again Sherlock Holmes, but this one is a little different because it's told as a memoir written by Neville, who fills the Watson role for the story, or he would have if the story had really gotten anywhere. The story just basically covers the first train ride of Neville's first year and the sorting ceremony. And while it brings up a lot of plot points that could have been explored in further chapters, the chapters don't exist. So not here or even on the other place where where he said he would post. So we don't really have anything other than a nugget of a good idea that doesn't get expanded. You can skip this without worry, and it's not going to stay on my list. Number three for this is From Fake Dreams by Third Fang. And here we go. One of the few but still numerous stories on my list that is over 1,000,000 words. Uh, this is a behemoth of a fic. This is a Fate Stay Night fic that starts right before Kiritsugu Emiya dies. And just before he was about to kick the bucket, he starts getting dreams of the Fifth Holy Grail War. And actually basically gets the events of all three main paths, the Fate path, the Unlimited Blade Works path, and Heaven's Field path, all beamed into his head. And so he decides to stack the deck in Shiro's favor before kicking the bucket. Um, Kiri's still not there for very long, but he brings in two people One of them being Waver Velvet. The other I'm not sure is not an OC or not, but uh, and they help jumpstart Shiro's magic training, which leads to a huge slew of new troubles coming down to Fuyuki City. There's a lot of intrigue and violence that goes on. Lots of different arcs happen even way before the actual Holy Grail War kicks off, and we get to see a much larger cast from different parts of the Nasuverse coming in to join the battle. It gets really intense and dramatic, and while not complete, the author is still updating relatively. Like the last update was in April, which is considering the story's been going on since 2011. That's pretty recent. There's still, which also still means there's still a lot to come. It definitely builds up in length. The earlier chapters are much shorter than the later chapters. Just keeps growing and growing as it goes on. If you like the Fifth Grail War cast and want to see a better equipped Shiro, then you will really enjoy this story because he gets a lot of different stuff added in, as well as if you want to just see the Fifth Grail War with a bunch of new additions from the rest of the Nasuverse. I had a lot of fun with this. There's a lot, and it's still going. It's gonna stay on my list. All right. Next is Naruto Life is a Game by Rebook X7. And this is a fic where Naruto, when he steals the Forbidden Scroll, he got he learned the Shadow Clone Jutsu right away, and then decided to look for something else and found the make life as a game jutsu, which turns his life into a video game, and then he also found the action replay jutsu, so he gets all the cheat codes. What follows is basically a huge curb stomp on everything, but unlike one of the previous stories or stuff where it could be entertaining, it's just really annoying. Uh, Partly because just of the overabundance of gamer speak that is there for some reason, but also a lot of it is just Naruto's juvenile and obnoxious behavior. You know, it gets really frustrating when Naruto is literally any other second just calling, "Oh, you're a noob, lol. I'm too leap for you. Like gamer speak, lol," and all this stuff. Like even when like all the fun that can be had with the cheats and stuff is there, it's wasted because I hate the character. Like I'm just super annoyed by these people, you know. And then the story then goes on to try and be funny by being random, but it falls into the pit of just being annoying, and it doesn't really work. You know, aside from a few neat moments that I had, this was just kind of boring to read, and I actually, as it just went on, got a little embarrassed that I had put this on my list. I know it's not gonna stay, so it's falling off my list now. Uh, Next is a Danny Phantom fic called Bloodsucker by S.N. Rainsworth. And this is a short little one shot that plays on a fad that was big at the time, 2011. It evolves nicely, shows how quick the high school rumor mill can generate garbage from a little event. Overall, it's just a fun little piece that shows like Danny's life at high school, a snippet of his life at high school a couple of years after he's been doing the whole ghost gig. It's just a fun one shot that I love to revisit, and I've actually read it multiple times over the years, like just coming back and again because I like it so much. And again, it's really simple, just little funny. I just enjoy it a lot, and it's gonna stay on my list. And now we got two fics by Durandal, who, again, uh, rest in peace, Durandal. I love the author. But let's go into the stories. The first one is Infinite Spinning Possibilities, which is a one-shot collection. Not a one-shot collection. This is his dumping ground for fics that didn't really go anywhere. All only Haruhi Suzumiya based, and there's really it's basically three ideas, two of which got two chapters each. That never really got to be more than that than just the base idea. I usually don't have like problems keeping these on my list, especially with the fact that this is one of my favorite authors. But there just isn't enough in quality or quantity here to justify keeping it on my list. They're all just prologues that maybe would have been interesting if they had more time to breathe. But honestly, there's nothing here that I would find myself like super wanting to revisit. There's just better stuff. It's still decent, but and I would say give it a look just because it's his work. But I don't really see a reason to come back to this again and again, and it's not going to stay on my list. And then the last one is the other story of his, which is New Game Plus, again by Durandal. And this is another Haruhi Suzumiya fic, which is a fun, complete one-shot, where still it's told from Kyon's perspective. Basically, it's a retelling of the first couple episodes of Haruhi, where he just starts high school. But there's a little gimmick that's told in the name, where Haruhi is running, which just is a lot of fun, you know. Basically, it's Haruhi, after learning everything, decided to use her powers to come back to the start and have fun with Kyon and set it up early on. It's a lot of fun, and you know, changes where the narrator is not the time traveler, so we got a lot of gags and like we see the changes, but we don't see what caused them, which is still pretty fun because they surprise us. I just, like I said, I've stated a lot of times that I love this author, and his finished stuff I love, whether it's long or short. I would gladly revisit this one shot again and again, and it's gonna stay on my list. So that's it for this video. What we have is now, like, fanfiction status time. I've read 588 stories, and now 293 of them stay on my list. Oh boy. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to read any of these, links are in the description down below, and as well as a link to my playlist if you want to watch these videos from the beginning, as well, and a forum where I post these. So if you want to just read through them and see my list really quick, it's all there. Please subscribe if you want to be notified when these come out. I don't keep a schedule, even though I try to do these once a week. That doesn't always happen. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.